Hi everyone. So I had some extra time today and I wanted to share with you guys something I've been applying over, I don't know, maybe like 6 months. And I've had such incredible results with it and I really wanted to share it with you guys. So actually prior to the last 6 months, I was working with a health practitioner. Her name is Kate Young. She's incredible. She does numerology, a whole bunch of things with health and wellness. I highly recommend her. One thing she really opened up my eyes to was the moon cycle. And at that time, I was struggling with doing it all. Since having my second, we have a daughter named Bella and a son, our boy named Jackson. And I just found that since having two, I was struggling with just taking care of me, taking care of them, trying to get my business going, taking care of the household. I just found that like I could do, the household, myself and the kids, but not my business. Or it was my business and then my health or something was like neglected. And I just realized I don't know, I found it to be so hard. So when Kate introduced to me the moon cycle, it just really opened up my eyes to everything can't always be in that go phase. And in the past years ago, I did find myself in severe adrenal burnout because I was in that constant go phase. And that was something in the back of my mind I've always been trying to be aware of, not to go too hard, wanting to avoid burnout. And with the moon cycle, what's amazing about it is it really it guides us throughout the month in this beautiful 28-day cycle. So if you're unfamiliar with the moon cycle, there's the new moon, which is an inward phase. This is the time to reflect. This is a time to plan. And then we have the first quarter, the full moon, the last quarter, and then we're back into the new moon cycle. Well, the menses, the menstrual cycle, reflects it very beautifully. However, I found that, if it's the new moon, and which is a very inward phase, and you're leading up to ovulation, your energy is going to be more in alignment with the full moon. It's a higher energy state. So I just found following the hormonal cycle to be a lot more effective, at least for myself. The moon cycle works amazing. If you don't have a cycle, hey Ramona, then use the new moon. But when you can tap into your hormonal cycle, you will find that when it comes to weight loss, when it comes to energy, when it comes to just taking care of yourself, reaching your goals, your business, getting things done is so much more effortless when you follow your hormonal cycle. So I'm going to kind of explain to you the 4 different phases and explain to you how that would apply. So within our hormonal cycle, we have our menstrual cycle. We have our menses, which is at the beginning of our entire cycle. For some women, this is 3 days, others it's 7 days. It differs from everybody. But during this phase, your brain chemistry is in a state where your intuition is really high. So this is the time that you really want to plan your month ahead. So let's say you have a lot of really big goals. You want to launch a program and there's a lot of really big, heavy tasks that are coming up. You want to plan that during that phase. You want to plan it for the follicular phase. The follicular phase is the second phase within our hormonal cycle. So this starts with our period. However, we really enter it as we're done our menses, and then it leads right up to ovulation. So during this time, estrogen is on the rise. So because estrogen is on the rise and testosterone is also going to peak on ovulation, you are going to have an incredible amount of energy. You are going to have the most energy during this time than you will throughout the entire month. So this is the time that you want to plan those really big tasks that require a lot of focus and a lot of energy. Because if you force yourself to do them in your luteal phase, you're going to find that you're not going to want to do it, or you're going to do it and it's going to be a half-assed job. It's not going to be nearly as great or feel as fun as it would compared to doing it in that follicular phase. And then you have ovulation. So ovulation is I guess would be oh my God, I can't think right now, is the full moon. This is the time where your hormones are at their peak. Testosterone is at its highest, estrogen is at its highest. your brain chemistry, your body, everything is literally in a state where you are magnetic. You literally become irresistible. So if you want to launch a program, if you want to ask for a raise, if you are just, if you're going to be doing speaking engagements, if you're going to co-host a podcast, whatever it is, you plan that around the ovulation phase, because at that time, your verbiage, just the way that you talk, is so clear. It comes out, it's not only magnetizing, but it's also very precise during that time. Hi ladies, thanks for joining. So what I'm talking about here is how our menstrual cycle throughout the 28 days, how we can use it as a guide to help us basically accomplish the goals that we have for ourselves. So as I was saying, the menses is the time to plan. The follicular phase is where you have your most energy all month. This is where you want to plan and schedule your highest energy demanding tasks. Ovulation is that time to go on a fun date, do a speaking engagement, ask for a raise, plan your sales calls around ovulation phase, because you're going to be speaking so clearly. You're clearly, I'm not in ovulation phase right now. Your brain chemistry is in a state where basically the emotional side and the logical side is in this beautiful balance. So having like serious conversations is a really good time at this time. But when you're on the phone doing sales calls, or like I said, asking for a raise, you have higher testosterone at this time. So you can not only think clearly, your speak is impeccable, but you have the confidence. You have this magnetic confidence that just comes across and is so irresistible. And then as we come out of ovulation, our estrogen drops and now progesterone is on the rise. So progesterone is it's more of a relaxing hormone. So as we come out of ovulation, this is the time you're going to want to finish up loose ends. So focus is actually pretty good at this time. Energy does dip down low. So you're going to find your exercise routine might want to change. Your food routine definitely changes. I actually have a PDF coming out. It's called The Secret Code for women who basically want to use their hormone cycle to create momentum within their business and their life. So that comes out around Valentine's Day, and it really dives in and explains how you want to eat, how you want to exercise, how you want to basically plan your life. So it's basically everything I'm saying right now, but all organized and detailed. And then so yeah, that luteal phase is that phase where you want to tie up loose ends. So within your business, whatever that looks like, whether it's like calculating, like tying up your receipts, tying up some projects, whatever that might look like for you. And then once again, at the end of the luteal phase, this is actually a really interesting time. This would be like our PMS phase for some people who really have those symptoms. So during this phase, a lot of women don't love it because of any kind of PMS symptoms that might pop up. However, what's really interesting about this phase is our brain activity is really lowered. We're more in like a hypnotic, meditative state. So this is actually the best time to rewire your brain chemistry, to upgrade your brain chemistry. So if you have noticed that you have limiting beliefs, whether it is in your personal relationship with your partner, whether it's money beliefs, whatever it is, like whatever beliefs that you've now recognized are holding you back, this is that time that you really want to squash those beliefs and upgrade your entire belief system. So you can do EFT during this phase, you can do hypnosis, you can do sleep meditations. This is the time that your brain is really going to soak it all in, and it's really going to sink into your subconscious the most during this time than it would through the entire month. And then when it comes to the moon cycle, they really reflect each other beautifully. So like I said, that new moon phase is really your menses phase. The follicular phase, I guess, would really be like that first quarter phase leading up to the full moon. The full moon would be ovulation. And then as you come out of the full moon, as you enter that last quarter moon, that would be reflective into the luteal phase and then back into your menses. Hey, Lester, nice to see you here. So anyways, that is just a little breakdown with how you can plan and organize and create your life and really just design your life the way that you want. So Lester, you're just catching the end of this. So just as I was saying before, men work on a 24-hour cycle hormonally. Women are working on a 28-day cycle. So our bodies are working very differently. And if you want to, like, I'm huge into manifesting, and I'm a really true believer that you can co-create the life that you want. You can create your life by design, and you can do it in a way that feels very effortless. Obviously, there's always work involved. There's never to say that you don't have to do the work. You do. However, there's different tasks required at different time. And I, myself in the past, and I see so many women doing it where they're constantly pushing themselves in that go, go, go phase. And you know what? Men hormonally can handle that. Women, we cannot. I don't want to say cannot because I hate that word, but what you'll find is that you can do it, but in a different way. So instead of focusing on like executing all month long, all the time, nonstop, plan, like I said, you know, those high executing like tasks during your follicular phase. And then you'll just want to plan other tasks. Plan other tasks like the organizing in the very beginning and planning that out. And then you're going to also want to plan the, tying up the loose ends, like I mentioned before, right? In the later phase. So it's not that you can't do everything. It's just knowing when to do what. That's what it really comes down to. And when you know when to do what, you're going to create so much more momentum. You're going to have so much more fun. It's going to feel so much more effortless. And you're really going to start noticing that you're co-creating your life in a way that is like you're constantly tapped in and tuned into that state of magic. If you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, then that's okay. Don't worry about it. Anyways, so I hope you guys are having an awesome weekend. I love doing these lives. I'm going to try my best to come up every single Saturday. And I have new topics laid out for the next 12 weeks, which I'm really excited about. One I cannot wait to dive into is how to work out during each phase, because this gets really interesting. Just like a little tidbit, in the first half, your body is using glucose very effectively. Your body is in a very different state of just metabolizing everything. And then in that second phase, your body now changes gears when it comes to not only not metabolizing foods, but just utilizing fuel. So your body's more in that using fat for fuel as opposed to glucose. So your workouts really, and that is one of the reasons why, if you are working out and you're wondering like, gosh, you know, why is it I felt so amazing doing this exact same workout 2 weeks ago, but you know, now it feels like I cannot even get halfway through it. So anyways, as you dive more and more into the menstrual cycle, you're going to learn that you can do so much more, and you can create so much more, and it feels more effortless, and it just feels like there's just a lot more ease in the entire process of being able to do and have everything, but once again, not all at the same time. Anyways, I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you guys next Saturday. Bye. Oh, I don't know how to get out of this.